Ferrari unveiled the F80 and wrote a new chapter in the history of legendary supercars bearing the prancing horse badge. The F80 will be produced in a limited run of just 799 examples, showcasing the best that the Maranello-based marque has achieved in terms of technology and performance. The F80 is tasked with embodying the ultimate in engineering for an internal combustion engine vehicle and employs all the most advanced technological solutions, including latest generation hybrid technology for the powertrain, to achieve unparalleled levels of power and torque. Every aspect of the architecture is conceived to maximize performance, from the carbon fiber chassis and extreme aerodynamic solutions far beyond anything seen before in a road-legal car, to the new active suspension optimized to let the driver wring every ounce of performance from the car on the track. Unlike anything else in the current supercar world, the F80 combines all these attributes with uncompromising levels of usability on the road, where it can be driven with ease. This ability shaped every choice made in terms of technology and architecture to achieve the goal, which at first sight seems impossible, of creating a track-oriented supercar that's just as drivable as a production range model. The F80 has a strongly futuristic visual impact with unmistakable references to aerospace. The architecture is defined by a dihedral cross-section with its two bottom corners firmly planted on the wheels. From the side view, the rear section has a sculpted flow that emphasizes the muscularity of the entire rear wing. The front section of the car is defined by more architectural elements. The wheel arch ends with a vertical panel that stands proud of the door, paying homage to the visual language of the F40. Rising out from the volumes of the lower body is the cabin, a floating bubble structure of unexpected volumes, and the product of an exacting study in architecture and proportion. A whole 50 millimeters lower than greenhouse of the LaFerrari, the cab has a significant effect on the perception of volume, broadening the shoulders of the car to give the cockpit an even more compact look. As on all latest generation Ferraris, the contrast between the upper zone in bodywork color and the lower zone in clear coat finished carbon fiber accentuates the design of the car, revealing more of its technical side with each new glance. The designers wanted to avoid an anthropomorphic effect at the front of the F80. The headlamps are concealed in a visor element, a black screen serving both aerodynamic and lighting functions that gives the F80 a particularly original appearance. The short tail rear of the car has two different configurations during use, with the mobile wings stowed or deployed. The tail lights are set into a two-layer structure consisting of the tail fascia and the spoiler, creating a sandwich effect that gives the rear an extremely sporty character in both configurations. With the rear spoiler raised, the car expresses even more power and dynamism as the difference in visual balance between the two configurations reveals the other side of its character. The functional needs of the car have been resolved visually in the design to create the perfect dialogue between performance and form. Another functional but highly symbolic element is the louvered engine compartment spine, where 6 slots, one for each cylinder of the internal combustion engine, create an unexpected relationship between the geometric lines and sculptural surfaces of the car. The compact proportions of the cabin were made possible by opting for a cockpit inspired by a single-seat racer, creating a visual perception akin to an enclosed Formula One car. A lengthy process involving designers, engineers, ergonomics specialists, and color and trim experts culminated in an original new solution that sets the driver unequivocally as the protagonist in the cabin and transforms the car into a 1+. The decidedly enveloping cockpit is centered entirely around the driver, with its forms converging towards the controls and instrument panel. The control panel is also oriented ergonomically towards the driver, creating a sort of cocoon effect around them. While ergonomically complete and comfortable, the passenger seat is so well integrated into the trim of the cabin that it almost disappears from view. A result also made possible by the masterful differentiation between the colors and materials used for the driver's seat and for the rest of the trim. A longitudinal offset in the positions of the seats of the two occupants made it possible to set the passenger seat farther back than the driver's seat, allowing for a narrower interior space with no penalty in terms of ergonomics and perceived comfort. This solution let the designers give the car a smaller cabin and reduce the frontal cross-section of the car. The F80 also boasts a new steering wheel developed specifically for this car. Slightly smaller than its predecessor, and with flattened top and bottom rims, the steering wheel also has a smaller boss, improving visibility and accentuating the sense of sportiness when driving. The lateral zones of the rim are optimized to ensure a better grip with or without gloves. The physical buttons on the right and left-hand spokes of the steering wheel make a return here, replacing the full digital layout used by Ferrari in recent years, with a solution with easier-to-use buttons that can be instantly identified by touch. With a combined maximum power of 1,200 horsepower, the V6 hybrid powertrain of the F80 makes it the most powerful road car ever to come out of the gates of the Ferrari factory. The 3-liter 120-degree V6 of the F80 is the ultimate expression of the Ferrari 6-cylinder engine. This unit produces an astonishing peak power of 900 horsepower, making it the Ferrari engine with the highest specific power of all time, to which the electric front axle E4 wheel drive and rear motor of the hybrid system add another 300 horsepower. 2 tire choices with Pilot Sport Cup 2 and Pilot Sport Cup 2R variants, both offered in the sizes 285/30 R20 front and 345/30 R21 rear, were co-developed with Michelin for the F80. The F80 pushes aerodynamic performance to levels never seen before on a Ferrari road car, as testified by the 1,000 kilograms of downforce produced at 250 kilometers per hour. This astonishing achievement was made possible by perfect symbiosis between all the internal Ferrari departments working on the definition of the car's architecture. For each department, the perfect balance between downforce and top speed was the basis for every design choice, giving shape to a suite of extreme solutions befitting a true supercar.